Welcome to The Silent Truth, the place where real stories carry lessons hidden in plain sight. Here, we uncover the moments in life that break us, shape us, and teach us what truly matters. Today, I'm going to share with you a story that is deeply personal, one that still tugs at my heart. It is about love, respect, pride, and the cost of forgetting the hands that once raised you. My name is Margaret, though everyone calls me Maggie. I'm 72 years old, with silver hair, a heart full of memories, and more stories than I can count. I've been through love, loss, laughter, and tears. I've raised children, cared for grandchildren, buried friends, and built a life brick by brick. I don't need riches or glory, but I do need respect, the kind that every human being deserves. This story begins with my granddaughter, Emily. She was the apple of my eye when she was small. She had curly blonde hair, dimples that could melt anyone's heart, and a giggle that sounded like bells. I remember the way she'd run into my arms shouting, "Grandma! Grandma!" I made her dolls out of fabric, little dresses from scraps of cloth, even painted her wooden toys. To her, those were treasures. She'd hug them tight and say, "Grandma, you're the best in the world." And I believed her. But children grow, and with growth sometimes comes distance. Emily became a teenager, then a young woman. Her world filled with friends, fashion, social media, and all the noise of youth. I watched her chase new things, shinier, trendier, more expensive. I didn't blame her. I know every generation is different, but I held on to the hope that deep down, she'd still value the love that can't be bought. When she got engaged, the whole family buzzed with excitement. It was the happiest news of the year. Her fiancé, Daniel, was a good-looking young man, confident, ambitious, and from a well-off family. The wedding planning started right away. Dresses, flowers, menus, music, photographers, everything had to be perfect. And I wanted it to be perfect too, because my granddaughter's happiness meant everything to me. As the date drew near, I thought long and hard about what gift to give her. I could have written a check. I could have bought her some expensive jewelry. I could have given her money for the honeymoon. But something inside me said no. I wanted to give her something that carried meaning, something that would remind her of her roots, of the love of her family, of the generations before her. So I began making a quilt. This wasn't just any quilt. I collected pieces of fabric that held history, a patch from the blanket she was wrapped in the day she was born, a piece of the dress her mother wore on her first birthday, fabric from her grandfather's old flannel shirt, the one he wore every winter when he built snowmen with the children, pieces from Christmas tablecloths we used year after year, stained with laughter and gravy and joy. Every square told a story. Every stitch carried my heart. I spent weeks sewing it together, my hands aching, my eyes straining in the dim light, but my soul glowing with purpose. When it was done, I looked at it and felt proud. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't glamorous, but it was us. It was family, stitched into a blanket of love. When the day of her bridal shower arrived, I wrapped it carefully in tissue paper, tied it with a satin ribbon, and placed it in a plain white box. I knew it wouldn't sparkle like diamonds, but I prayed she would see the love inside it. The party was lively, filled with chatter, music, and glasses clinking. The table overflowed with cakes, finger foods, champagne, gifts piled high, glittering bags, shiny boxes, the kind of presents that scream money. I sat quietly, holding my box, waiting for my turn. When Emily reached for my gift, I smiled. She tore off the wrapping, lifted the quilt, and for a moment, she just stared. Silence filled the room. My heart pounded, waiting for her reaction. Then, she laughed. "This handmade gift looks so cheap." She blurted out, her voice loud, playful, careless. The room erupted in laughter. Her bridesmaids giggled. Her fiancé smirked. Even a few family members chuckled awkwardly. The quilt slipped from her hands onto the chair beside her as she reached eagerly for the next box, a designer handbag from her maid of honor. Cheers and applause followed that one. I sat frozen, my face burning. My hands trembled in my lap. My throat ached with words I couldn't speak. I forced a small smile, whispering, "I made it with love, sweetheart." But no one heard. No one cared. The laughter had already moved on. For the rest of the evening, I sat quietly, my heart heavy as stone. I watched her bask in gifts of gold and glitter, forgetting the wrinkled hands that had once rocked her to sleep, the arms that had held her when she was afraid of the dark. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, her words echoing in my mind, cheap. Laughter replaying again and again. My chest ached as if a knife had pierced it. All I ever wanted was respect. Not money, not recognition, just respect for the love I gave.